McGregor is. The last fight, he came in as the lucky, happy leprechaun.
Yep.
I respect ye. Respect ye. I respect ye punches.
I like some of your hot sauce.
Yeah. Give me some of hot sauce and I respect ye.
That was good, bro.
Yeah, he did all that other shit. It was a little weird.
Yeah,
a little weird to see Conor McGregor not bring the fire and the heat. Tony Robbins probably fucked him up a little bit in his head.
Why do you think he pulled that off? Like, why do you think he was like all nice, like with Cowboy and then Dustin? Do you think he wants to be a different?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Palabra,
homie.
My name is Melamo David So.
Melamo David So.
Melamo.
Muy bien.
Nice to meet you, Melamo.
Yeah, Melamo David So. Muy bien. All right. A little El Drunko because we drank a little too much.
This is the Pirata Podcast.
Welcome to Pirata Podcast. We have Nick the Ear. We also have Patrick.T. Riley.
We do.
What's up, baby?
My
What's up, baby?
Full legal name.
Toma.
Tomas.
We drank so much in the previous podcast. We're starting this one off a little happy.
Yeah, this is the Pirata episode, dude. Straight up. Pirata Nick, Pirata David.
I drank a little bit, you know what I mean?
Pirata,
I'm kind of feeling my head is like kind of warm.
Yeah,
you know?
2 sips, but it's cool, you know?
Hey, bro, I drank the fuck out of that 5% beer, homie.
Yeah,
like, what's up?
That's right. You are a little red already just from that one drink.
I'm telling you, dude, I get fucked up pretty easy. I'm a cheap date.
Cheap date, bro. Yeah. Hey, does Tiff ever take advantage of you in your drunken state?
Touch your butt?
She tries. She be trying to touch my butt. I don't know what it is with girls trying to touch
they
buttholes,
do
yo.
that?
They think
What
it's
is
funny.
that?
Does Mariel do that too?
Mariel hates physical contact. Whenever we have sex without me touching her, dude. That's what happens.
You just don't touch her at all.
So Mariel, she didn't grow up with siblings. Didn't grow up with people like kind of fucking around with her or anything like that. So like physical touch is very like what's it called? Special. So when we first started going out, I used to like try to grab her ass. Yeah. And she's like, "Don't do that." I'm like, "But I'm your boyfriend."
Yeah.
If I can't grab your ass, whose ass am I gonna grab? So I started grabbing all the homeboys' asses. Hey, bro,
I gotta get my fix.
I get something in, but she didn't allow it at first. She finally allows it after 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, Tiff was kind of like that too. When we first started dating, she wasn't really into physical touch, but over the years, she kind of like,
whoa.
Yeah, she was like into it.
You guys have mad patience.
Into it, dog.
You guys have patience.
Well, you love the people you love. You know what I mean? You can't help who you fall in love with.
You could just grab up on your lady whenever you want.
Yeah.
He be grabbing on everybody. He be grabbing on me.
She's just kind of, I do.
She's down for the touchies.
It's like fun. It's not like, I'm not over there like, give me that.
Yeah.
She's more like that to me, bro. Honestly, she's more like that to me.
She treats you like a piece of meat?
All the time.
You're like,
how? Dude, leave me alone.
What'd she do?
Always
grab your dick all the time?
Literally, that. I'll be like, bro, I'm trying to fucking read. She's over here fucking like, oh yeah, you fucking pussy. Do something. Oh shit.
Why did you make me stop, pussy?
I live in a jail cell, bro. This bitch always trying to touch my butthole.
You live
all
with
the
Reggie,
time.
bro.
Always trying to lick
Reggie
my
has manifested himself into Sarah, bro.
She sets up like Home Alone traps, like little marbles and shit. I'll be like stumbling and she just dives in, tongue out. She tries to catch the angle, like credit cards in my ass with her tongue.
Dude, she just
she's
fucking
crazy,
owns you, bro. She
Yeah,
just
what's
put a
up?
little fucking cow ear tag on your fucking foreskin.
My dick. Yeah, dude, it's fucking
762-42.
Hey,
That's my
you're
specimen.
Harvey Weinstein shit in there.
Yeah, you a hot commodity, bro.
Shit,
You
dog.
hot in these streets, baby.
How'd you meet your lady, dude?
We work together, actually.
Oh, this fool can't keep business and pleasure separate, dude. You fucking scumbag.
Fuck Pat, bro.
How do you do it?
What was she doing?
Tell me how you don't do that. That's what I want. That's the story I want to hear. How do you work with somebody and you're around all the time and like
You can't.
you're always like you're here for 6-7 hours?
I think a majority of relationships outside of high school happens within the workplace or small groups like that.
Bro, I hear at grocery stores, people be fucking in there all
believe
the time,
it.
dog. Like
I believe
staff
it.
members, they just be busting with everybody.
The old ladies look like freaks in there all the
Hell
time.
yeah.
The Bonds ladies are always
got
like,
stories.
Them Bonds bitches,
they got
bro.
the little sparkle in their eye. They're a little too happy.
Yep.
You play Monopoly?
With the bifocals and shit.
Playing on the Parker Place. Like, whoa, bitch. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, they
Playing
got
on
the
this
bifocals.
pussy place. Yeah, they're crazy, bro. They're crazy.
Where are your melons? You know where they're at.
Damn,
Right here, baby.
dude.
Right here.
Yeah, show me where your celery
Under
stock
this
is.
apron, baby.
Let's make some juice
Oh, you
together.
want that organic shit.
People just trying to get their
in my
nut, bro.
pantalones.
You gotta let people get their nuts off.
You just got people are gonna fuck. You
they
know,
gonna
that's
fuck.
what we do.
You get people together, they gonna fuck.
People fuck.
Eventually. Over
Everybody
time.
in the workplace fucks everybody, dude. It happens.
Everybody fucks
I feel like
everybody.
restaurants specifically though are just fucking breeding grounds for sex.
Well, I mean, it's the perfect area to flirt, dude. It's like super high paced. You're talking to everybody. You can make your cute little jokes here and there. Go back to work, come back, flirt again. It's some super fun.
It's like
shit,
school,
dude.
like school. That's why
exactly
school is so
what it is.
dope. Because like,
Did
you had all year to
make the
like,
move on her? Or she made the move on you.
She made the move.
What was her move? How did she do it?
It's aggressive.
Yeah, she seems aggressive.
She's like, pull your motherfucking pants down, pussy boy.
I see that dick.
Let me see what you working with.
She was like, mommy's gonna get her nut. Whip that dangling out. Mommy's gonna get that nut.
Mama see what she like. Mama say, mama sigh, mamaku nut.
Oh my god, bro.
Show me what you working with.
Yeah.
She doesn't let you finish. She just gets her nut and leaves.
Leaves her nut, leaves.
Fuck you. She cleans herself up.
You see that video
Pussy.
of that girl in like public fucking fingering the shit out of herself?
No. What the
Bruh.
fuck?
What?
Yeah, what?
It was on the hub.
It's on
No,
Pornhub.
she's on.
Yeah, what do you
You
mean?
see this video? He's like, oh shit, I thought it was YouTube. My bad.
Pornhub, dog.
She's in the library fingering
I like how you
herself.
That's a
called it-
Pornhub
called it the
exclusive.
hub.
That's the
That's what it is.
That's the premium subscription. That's
When you
got-
say the hub, everyone's like, yeah, I know that place.
you gotta pay for that one. That's the star one right there.
Yo, this
That's the premium. You gotta pay.
the star one.
That's the star one. You
yo,
gotta
this
pay.
girl was
all the
blasting
previews.
Put it in the credit card.
herself off into another universe.
Whoa, what is this, bro?
I'm talking about juice everything.
She squirted?
What?
This girl's nuts.
This is on Twitter?
What
in
is this
public.
on?
Yo, Twitter
Yo, Twitter shows
wild,
crazy
bro.
shit though. Honestly,
Why is she doing that? Is she fucked up?
she's just
I think
finger
she-
blasting her.
I'm pretty sure
ass.
she's fucked up on some shit.
Gotta be.
Does she have a multiple personality disorder?
I don't know, but
And
she's
now she's
literally
like, now she's twerking.
Dog, it's like wet on the floor, bro. Piece of
she's-
Mahalo, bro.
she's
Piece of Mahalo.
fingering
Piece of
herself.
Mahalo, dog. That'll fuck up a vibe real quick.
Damn, they kicked her out, huh?
Just some tickle bitties bouncing around on the cheetah dress.
She's
Yo,
really cute.
What is up with this bitch? Yeah,
Dude.
she had to be on some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she fucked up.
Just straight finger blasting.
Oh my god, this is graphic.
People are
I feel
walking around.
uncomfortable.
It's a shaky cam, like a Cloverfield camera. It's
guy's
like
like,
the monsters.
freaking the fuck
The
out.
monsters arrived.
This
Dude.
girl's
The monsters arrived, yo.
crazy,
And that
dude.
monster's squirting, cuz.
Bang.
You know what's so weird though? It's like if a guy was doing this, that dude would be fucking harangued.
Because nobody wants to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to see a guy jerking off, yo.
Yeah.
It's just because I think there's just also too many dudes already jerking off in
Yeah,
public.
this is a rarity.
That's
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like a that's a
She's
that's
an
a
anomaly.
That's a Gyarados.
She a mythical Pokemon,
That's
dog.
a Gyarados, my
She's like,
guy.
oh my god, a Lugia. What the fuck?
That's a fucking Zapdos. She's a Mewtwo.
Bro, that was a Zapdos for real.
That's a Mewtwo if I ever
So you
seen
gotta
one, bro.
respect
Bitch can
the
catch these balls. Come
You
on now.
You gotta respect a Zapdos when you see one, you know?
Oh my god.
You know
Yeah.
fucking nuts though?
Yeah, she wilding, bro.
I've never ever seen some shit like this, dude.
That's crazy. What do you
Wow.
say to that? What do you do to
You
that?
don't say I just go
cheer
just-
her on?
You know
Yeah.
why? Yay! Yay!
Get it, you bitch.
Security took way too long to get over there because they were like, "Yo, is this bitch really fingering herself?" They were like wilding out. They didn't
Normalcy
understand.
bias, dude. That's what they call it.
Yeah,
What's that?
probably,
What's
right?
that mean?
Normalcy bias happens when it's literally you see things in a normal state, so that's what your brain is trying to configure, right? So for example, when you see somebody get robbed, a lot of people react late because of two things. There's normalcy bias and also bystander effect, right? So bystander effect is you expect everybody else to do something.
Sure.
Normalcy bias is that you're trying to compute what you normally see in the world, so your brain fries.
Gotcha.
It's like, oh, this is normal. Wait.
Yeah.
Somebody just got jacked.
That happened to me.
That makes sense, actually. That does make sense.
That shit was crazy. I was picking up Tiffany outside of work one day at Paseo at the Old Town or whatever, and this big ass Armenian dude, he pulled up behind me in a car because I was waiting in my car. He walks out, he goes into a jewelry store, and then 2 minutes later, you see him running back out, and the store owner is chasing him. He's like, "He stole my shit! He stole my shit!" And he got the big Armenian dude gets in his car. They're wrestling in the front seat of his car. He's in the passenger seat. The store owner is like trying to grab his shit. He pulls out a Snapple bottle, and the car is like driving away, dips the fuck out, and he throws the Snapple bottle at the car because the guy stole a bunch of these watches. And he just dipped out. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? And I was like, in my head, I was like, was I supposed to do something? And I was like, what the fuck was I supposed to do?
Well,
Yeah,
exactly.
right. What
though.
are you
It's like
gonna
even
do?
if you were going to do something, right? It's just you're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Exactly. You don't know the context.
Yeah, right.
And everybody too, they go, if I was there, I
Yeah,
would have
that shit's
stopped
bullshit,
him.
bro.
No, you wouldn't.
Fuck outta here.
Same thing. I was in front of a Jamba Juice, the one in South Pass, right? Saw a dude
Great Jamba Juice
get
there.
jacked right in front of
Shout out
it.
to Thomas.
Watched it. I literally watched it all go down, and then I went, wait.
Yeah, that's real, bro.
And I was like, oh shit, he already stole it, bro. You're done. It's stolen.
What are you gonna do? What are you, Crime Stopper? You're not.
No,
No one's
what do you
expecting you to do anything.
Hey, 10 more minutes, I would have stopped them.
Hell yeah, bro.
10 more
Give me some
minutes.
time to process this.
Yeah. I would have told, hey man, give me a sec. I have
Hold
normalcy
up.
bias right now.
Don't leave it. Don't leave nowhere. I gotta figure this whole thing out. What's the context?
What'd he do to you?
Who's stealing from who? What's happening?
There was that fucking carnival ride thing where you see it where it's about to tip over backwards.
yeah.
And then a bunch of people just ran up and put their weight on it so it doesn't tip over.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
ballsy of those people.
Who would have thought that to do that?
Heroes.
I don't know. But at the end of the video, it's like 30 people, but in the beginning, it was just like 2 motherfuckers like just trying to hold it down.
Amazing.
So the first 2 motherfuckers that were, because it was them for a while.
Yeah.
Because my reaction would have been to run too.
Yeah, I would have ran the fuck away.
I would have dipped.
You can't do no Disneyland level ride at a carnival, bro.
Yeah.
That's why. You can't be doing
The
that
shit was tilted. I was just thinking about the people on the ride, like how
Yeah.
terrified they must have been.
They must have been freaking the fuck
Well,
out.
they came down and there's a video after where they were crying and hugging their boyfriend, girlfriend, moms, and they're like,
Oh my god.
I could have died.
Oh my
I
God.
make fun of it, but it was very sweet.
It's very sweet.
Dude, that's funny as shit, bro.
But we gotta get into the topic at hand before the conversation gets away with
Again,
us.
like the last one.
Yeah.
dang, dang, dang.
UFC, which number? 256?
264.
2 City Foul,
Bang,
baby.
bang.
That shit was wild, bro.
Fucking wildest
So
card
much to
ever.
talk about.
The prelims were even so fucking
Bangers.
good.
Whenever the Connor's on the card, it's always a banger of a show. Except when he fought
Always.
Donald Cerrone. That card was fucking one of
I
the
don't
worst cards
remember.
ever.
We'll just get into the meat of the conversation, then we'll talk about the other fighters because everybody knows who fucking Conor McGregor is, right?
Fuck.
Fucking crazy weigh-in, super aggressive. So everybody, you know who Conor McGregor is. The last fight, he came in as the lucky, happy leprechaun.
Yep.
I respect ye. Respect ye. I respect ye punches.
I like
res-
some of your hot sauce.
Yeah. Give me some of hot sauce and I respect ye.
That was good, bro.
Yeah, he did all
Oh,
that
was
other
good.
shit. It was a little weird.
Yeah,
a
it was.
little weird to see Conor McGregor not bring the fire and the heat. Tony Robbins probably fucked him up a little bit in his head.
Why do you think he pulled that off? Like, why do you think he was like all nice, like with Cowboy and then Dustin? Do you think he wants to be a different guy? Do you think he doesn't want to be this trash talker?
I think for him, he's getting older. He's a dad.
Yeah, he don't
I
wanna
think
do
that's
this
part.
shit.
I think it's his natural evolution. I think now the regressing back to the crazy dude was in part because of the charity shit.
Yeah.
So I think genuinely he was pissed.
Do you feel like he
About
has
that.
to do that to get in other fighters' heads?
No.
Do you feel like that's what he feels deep down?
I don't think so.
Because all these pundits were saying like, oh, he got to get back to the old Conor. Karate stance Conor. He
no.
has to be this trash talking guy. That's why he didn't beat Dustin.
No,
Because that was so much part of his game, right?
Because but he was like with Conor, with the Cowboy, he was nice and he fucking smoked him like super quick.
Yeah, but
I know
that's-
Cowboy's on a downward slide, but still, like he came out ferocious. Like it wasn't like he wasn't. It was like Conor. Conor always comes out aggressive, right? So if you evaluate the way he came out in that fight, he still came out aggressive.
Yeah.
And you know, arguably
Just like Dustin
so.
won too.
And,
Dustin too. I mean.
and you can't take Dustin's a fucking animal, bro. Like he's probably he should be the champ right now,
Yeah.
100%.
He's
like,
the uncrowned champ.
yeah, he's an uncrowned champ, 100. So it's not like he's like it's easy to say that. Like if he probably fought somebody else, he probably would have ran through him too.
Yeah.
You know, he's fighting fucking Dustin Poirier.
Definitely.
That dude's an animal.
Definitely.
It's just so crazy because everybody knows this, but that fight ended with Conor McGregor. So basically what happened was Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor both throw their left cross. They miss. Which
Dude.
when I first saw it, I thought that Poirier cracked him.
They both moved their head off center
If
line.
either one of them would have landed that punch,
Murder.
they were so in range. They both threw it with such power.
Double knockout.
Yeah, like that would have been like a knockout for sure. Either of them, because they were so close and they threw it so hard.
Yeah.
They literally
Like,
had
they
each
just-
other's timing down.
like
Yeah,
right
then
over their
As he
shoulders.
throws that, his fucking tibia snaps.
On the lower part of it.
Oh,
Well, this was crazy, right? Because everybody, it like legit shocking as fuck. Because we've
Yeah.
seen this happen so often lately.
yeah.
Not just
This
in
past year.
Yeah, not just in MMA, but like combat karate, all this other weird stuff, and it's happening a lot more and more frequently. And it's not a coincidence that is happening during the time that the calf kick is becoming highly popular, right?
Yep.
A lot of Muay Thai guys are warning people about this too. They goes, "There's a reason we don't kick at the calf." Right? Just because it's such a kick heavy sport.
Yep.
And the reason why is because there's such a high propensity to hit shin on chin.
Yep.
It's just what it is.
Especially when
That
you do
makes
a
sense.
full clip, like the placement of those calf kicks have to be on point. And
Yeah.
then, you know, with apparently I was watching this physical therapist and this doctor talk about that injury that happened to his lower shin bone, his tibia, and they were saying that it's actually very common when your foot is planted and there's rotational force in your knee and your hip, and that's pretty much what happened to, you know, obviously his shin was compromised up until that point, but they were saying that type of break is very common when a lot of force is being thrown from the leg into the ground up into the hip and stuff, you know. So when I saw that, the way it buckled as he rotated, as soon as he threw that, I was like, oh shit, his shit is broken.
Yeah.
You know, because his foot fucking, it was disgusting.
But interestingly, he didn't throw any they were all thigh.
All thigh.
Well,
thigh.
here's the weird thing. So there was a lot of people saying that it was Dustin Poirier's elbow that cracked the tibia. But John Wayne Parr, he actually put up a video where this could have been the first time, or who knows, but this is where you could see it on video. He actually kicked Dustin Poirier in the thigh, and it was already broken.
Yeah, it was already like loose.
It already wobbled, and then it snapped back into place when he kicked off. So he probably felt the pain. The adrenaline rush was there, but because it was a clean snap and it snapped back into place, he was able to land on it fine with the pain. Yeah, and then literally he plants it super hard,
throws that, and that's how you have to punch. If you want to land hard, you got to use your legs. You got to rotate from the floor, your ankle, knee, hip, to throw that cross. But also too, it's like a lot of people are like, oh no, he checked the kick, but
there was no check.
There was no check. And all the kicks that were landed were all on the thigh. They landed strong. Dustin was kind of like, oh fuck, he couldn't adjust to it anyway.
Yeah, he was taking him.
But the most likely thing that happened is, for me, it's like, I think that during the training camp, obviously this part of this is a game plan. Whenever there's a leg break that happens, it probably happened from being damaged in the training camp.
Yeah, right.
And so that's probably what happened. And he was trying to throw this a bunch of times. Conor's been in and out of the gym. He seems like right now he's a guy that, with all the other stuff that he has outside of the octagon, he's only training for fight camps.
Yeah.
Right. And when you're not a gym rat like that, you can't rush this process of trying to harden your bones. There's a reason why these Muay Thai guys have some of the hardest shins of all time, right?
Painful.
Because they're fucking in the gym every single day, kicking the bag, kicking sandbags, taking whatever the fuck they can, bone on bone all the time for that conditioning. You can't rush that conditioning. And I feel like for a guy like Conor, who's not really known to be throwing low kicks like that, to the thigh at least, like roundhouse Muay Thai style.
For it to shatter on a thigh shows how compromised it was.
Yeah.
A thigh.
Well, you just got to think about how many times in training too it got checked.
Yep.
Because he's sparring guys that are, he probably brought in Muay
Legit
Thai
people.
dudes. Yeah. So you think
there was no check.
Yeah.
Doctor stoppage. Doctor stoppage.
He was so mad, bro. He was seething.
He was crazy
because
mad.
think about all the effort he put into this fight camp.
Doctor stoppage.
Yeah, for it to just shatter like that. So much was on the line for this fight.
His legacy.
And we all kind of got robbed of...
Yeah,
including Dustin. We all got robbed of a decisive finish.
I'll put it like this, right? Standing up, Poirier was getting cracked. He was getting cracked.
Especially with those low kicks. He landed the more strikes. Conor landed the more strikes on Dustin.
And then even on Conor...
Even with the ground and pound.
Even on his back, Conor landed some great elbows off his back.
Yeah.
So we definitely got robbed of a great fight, right?
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are Dustin Poirier fans are like, it wouldn't have mattered. This is the fight game. You don't know what the fuck matters or not.
Look
you don't
at Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira.
Yeah.
Look how that changed.
What do you know?
Well, even Conor McGregor, Chad Mendes. I mean,
exactly.
That was like Chad Mendes was cracked, like kind of like
beat
that.
The shit out of him.
Yeah. And he got up and knocked him out. Like that shit can happen
Decisively too.
Yeah, that shit can definitely happen.
Did you guys enjoy? So this is the controversial part, right? Where it's funny because Ronda Rousey wrote a tweet about this, where Ronda Rousey was giving Conor McGregor props for promoting his next fight, even when his leg was shattered.
Yeah.
Certain people, such as like Matt Serra, believe that he went too far. So if you guys didn't see this part of the fight, very entertaining, a little controversial, because the first thing that he does when Dustin Poirier gets on the mic or whatever, or when he gets on the mic, he starts yelling obscenities at Dustin Poirier's wife.
Yeah.
Right? Starts saying like, hey, baby, I'll see you at the win. You slid into my DMs.
That's crazy.
You know, when I heard that, I was like, yo, this was fucking nuts.
He's
dude.
nuts.
Yeah, he goes, I'll see you in my fucking DMs. Your wife's a hoe. I was like, bro. And it's funny because his leg is shattered. Dustin has to just walk over and crack you.
And the fact that his shit is shattered and he's still talking shit.
That's what's crazy. That was what was crazy to me.
Bro. Yeah. It's insane. And he knows his shit is broken. And the fact that he's still in the moment is kind of crazy, right?
It is crazy.
It's insane. So, like, we could speculate here all we want and be like, oh, yeah, he was trying to sell the fight.
I don't think that's what he was doing.
But it also could be the fact that, like, we don't really know why he's saying all this shit, right? Could it be in his mind? He's like, I gotta sell this fight. It could be, but also, what's more likely, right? More likely is him being really frustrated with the loss.
Yeah,
frustrated with the outcome of all this shit. Because think about what was on the stake here, you know?
Right.
And he's just like fucking grasping at anything he can.
He just wants to fight. Still.
Even in the press conference, right? Like he was saying, it wasn't Conor's best work. Right?
Yeah.
Like we're used to him being. To me, it seemed kind of forced. And that's why I think, like, I don't think he wants to be this guy anymore. Yeah. But he feels like he has to in some sort of way. So he says this shit like, your wife's your husband or some shit. And it's like, yikes. Like, even Dustin Poirier was like, yo, you used to be good at this, bro. Like, what the fuck happened? He said that to him, which is, Dustin Poirier was, hey, he was dropping bars this whole fight. But, like, it was just weird to see him do all this shit. And he just seems like a desperate guy. Yeah. Because he knows his, like, his legacy, his relevance is kind of slipping from him a little bit, you know, but who fucking knows?
I think it's more that. I think it's more like that I feel like he thinks his prime's kind of slipping. Yeah. And it's his reaction to that. Yeah. More than anything.
Especially when it's so fresh. It just happened.
But I don't think like at the end, I don't think he was thinking like, let me market this.
Yeah.
His leg is snapped. Yeah. I think he was genuine. Yeah. I think it was just pure like frustration, anger, like fuck this motherfucker.
Because you got to look at it like this, right? There's only now 2 people in the UFC that's been able to damage his fucking legacy. Habib wouldn't give him his fight back. Yeah. Dustin now has the cards. Dustin can say, I beat your ass fucking twice. You'll never fight me again. Yep. That's going to eat at Conor's soul for the rest of his life. Yeah. Right. Habib and Dustin dominated you. Yep. He has to live with that shit because at the end of the day, he's a fucking fighter. Yep. You know, he said it the best. He goes, I'm not a fucking celebrity. I crack people's skulls and I fucking bounce.
So good. Yeah. So good.
That's a good line. Yeah. I take my check and I fucking bounce.
See, I think the only way for Conor to get some clout back is he has to work his way back up. And I feel like when Conor was at his best was when he was active. He was fighting multiple times a year. Yeah. He was fighting 4 times a year and he was fighting everybody. He was working his way up. And the past few losses that he's had is against top tier contenders. We're talking Khabib, who if you lose to Khabib, it's almost not, he's so good. Yeah. It's like, almost not a knock on you, bro. Like he beat all the best guys in their prime.
Easy. He beat them.
You know, like, and without any like competition at all. So for a guy like Conor, for him to even for me too, like as a fight fan, I don't want to see the fight. If Dustin beats Charles Oliveira, which I think he will, I don't want to see him rematch Conor automatically.
He needs another fight.
I need to see Conor work his way back up the division.
Amanda Nunes.
Yes.
He needs to fight Amanda Nunes right now.
He needs to fight Amanda Nunes. But like he needs to work his way back up the division to make sure that he's still not this crazy guy that people think he is. Like we need to see that he's actually willing to fight and be in the gym and be a gym rat. I feel like that's the only thing that he's been missing from his whole career recently because he has so much going on. He needs to be in the gym. He needs to be fighting because even with him looking as well as he did recently, we still feel like something's off a little bit. Like he's not as sharp a little bit. He's not, maybe the instincts are not as strong anymore.
When have you ever seen somebody thrive at something when they have 18 other things going on in their life?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Ever.
Multi-million-dollar companies and shit, you know?
It's not that he doesn't have it. He doesn't have the time or he doesn't care enough like he did before. Oh. That dude was on welfare checks before, man. Yeah. Like his wife was supporting him. He had like this fucking fire in him that he needed to fix. It's different now. Yeah. You know? And it's hard for him to admit it. Say like, you know what, my life is different now and I don't have the same fucking flame.
Yep. Especially in combat sports, right? Even in boxing, you don't see guys that do shit outside of the sport and then come back and forth. And you never see them be so successful in the sport after they do that shit, right? But especially in MMA, the variables that happen, there's so many fucking variables. So many things can happen. And if you're not on your fucking game and if you're not training Muay Thai, if you're not doing your boxing, you're not doing your wrestling, you're not doing your jiu-jitsu, all that alone is like a fucking nightmare to navigate through, right? So for a guy like Conor, if he's not in the gym putting that work in, there's no way you could be successful against a guy like Dustin who's been fighting everybody in the past like 5 years.
Smash it. Yo, if you look at people fucking sleep on Dustin so much.
Yeah, for real.
Look at his fucking resume. Look at the people he has slept and beaten the shit out of, right? Minus Khabib.
Everybody except Khabib.
Yeah. Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje. fucking insane, dude. People forget. Like, what does this man need to do to be like, yo, respect me?
Yeah,
You know?
right. Exactly.
And when I was watching him, like after the fight, I was like, yo, in my opinion, he's the best lightweight in the world.
Yeah,
Me
and
too,
it's a guy
yeah.
from Louisiana, right? Everyone is like, oh man, it's like, all these guys, Nigerian fighters like Izzy and Kamaru. And then you have fucking, all these Brazilian champions. But then this guy from Louisiana is the best lightweight in the world right now, in my opinion. And also in a sport that's just dominated by Russians and, Nigerians and everybody from all across the world.
Yeah.
And it's from a guy from Louisiana. Very humble beginnings.
Dustin's for sure. I think that he's the uncrowned champ, like you said earlier. He's a beast. Dude, there's a cool ass documentary about him, like
The Fightville.
Yeah, have you seen that?
One of the first ones I ever seen.
I seen that a long time ago. It was like it's basically Dustin's path to get to the UFC.
over here sucking dick by a burning garbage can.
Oh, that was the deleted scenes.
This is how I came up with my idea for my hot sauce.
Sucking dick.
Yeah, that dick was spicy.
He used to be a UPS or a FedEx driver, and like it shows like his whole like he was fighting in barns and shit, and he was still training with what's that guy Tim Crater or Tim?
Yeah, Tim Crater.
Tim Crater in Louisiana, and like it's dope as fuck. Like especially for like if you watch it now, because I watched it back then and I thought it was dope. I was like, I like this guy. But now seeing like how he is, and you watch that, it's like, dude, humble beginnings to the max. Like he's been in,
and you want to see the guy win
forever.
Bro. You want to see? He's so likable.
Yeah,
he's very like.
I'm a huge Conor fan, but I'm also a huge Dustin fan. Like you can't.
I like them both too.
You can't hear him talk and then be like, yo, this guy sucks. He's saying all the right stuff.
Dustin's
and,
cool as
and
fuck.
he's genuine. Yo,
he's a
so
very
genuine.
nice, real motherfucker.
He's legit in his prime because he keeps getting better and better every fight.
Yep.
His left
He's a
cross
dog.
is fucking fast, dude.
Yeah.
When in the fuck did he get that piston? When? Out of nowhere. Because he cracked Conor in the fight with it and I didn't see it coming. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
He landed a nice uppercut too.
Yeah.
He landed the cross and then he landed an uppercut and then that's what initiated. I think Conor went in for the clinch.
Yeah.
Rocked him a little bit.
Yeah, he did. He stunned him for sure.
Max Holloway was talking about it and he was saying like he has a really weird like timing. And that's why he was like, I'd see the punch come, but it would just come hella slow and I wasn't expecting that. And it would hit me over and over and over again. So this guy, Dustin, he figures out how, like his style, right? Because you tell most people, most boxers are like, everybody has their own unique kind of striking ability. And that's pretty much Dustin's. Everything is kind of weird. Like it's like looping shots, but it seems like on TV, it doesn't seem like it's going too fast or like it's anything crazy impressive, but it's landing every single time. Like he has volume and he can hit you over and over again. And when you watch him in that fight with Dan Hooker, that fight was fucking amazing. Insane.
That fight was so
with
good.
no crowd, and you just hear the shots being landed.
Crack.
It was like one of the most violent like fights you've ever seen, yo.
That fight was so wild. It didn't go to the distance, did it? Didn't he stop? Oh,
they went to the distance because they were both just killing each other.
And then Dustin goes up to him, he's like, "Yo,
hey, you want to talk about fucking savage? Fucking Mutino and Sean O'Malley.
That shit was crazy.
If you've never watched fighting before, if you want to see a man get punched in the face 700 times, you can watch the Mutino and Sean O'Malley fight.
He landed at an 80% rate.
Bro, that Will Smith movie about concussions and CTE could have just been made about that fight alone. 100%.
Here's the weird thing about this, right? And I say this. Everybody just go online, find a clip of this shit and watch this fight. You're going to see levels to this shit, right? Yep. First of all, Sean O'Malley, exactly. If I want to touch you, I'll touch you whenever the fuck I want. It's literally this. And dude, I mean, Mutino had a great plan. Block every punch with my face.
Yeah. Every single fucking one.
I loved it.
He put his hands up, but the gloves were still going through the guard.
Yeah.
But every punch that fucker Sean O'Malley threw landed on his face. I don't think he missed any shots.
As he's moving backwards. Boom, boom,
dude,
boom,
I like
boom,
Sean
boom.
O'Malley's nice.
He's sick.
He's really good.
He hit him with like 7 head kicks.
Yeah.
How?
His movement was so, and like the way he would escape, like I forgot what's his name, Giordino, what?
Mutino, Justin Mutino.
The way he would like be crowding him on the cage, Sean O'Malley would like fake movement this way and then weave out the other way, movement. Like just boom, boom, like
Finesse.
he would, and just like he would have him.
Too.
Yeah,
dude, the roll unders were amazing, dude.
His footwork is so good.
That's
Sean O'Malley's
mastercraft.
slick as fuck.
It brought up a couple of questions too, though. It's like, is Moutinho that tough, or does Sean O'Malley not hit as hard as other people in the division?
I think that kid is just that tough.
I think that guy's just that tough because Sean O'Malley is finish people for sure.
He's pressing him, so he's moving backwards.
That's right.
He doesn't get to sit down on the shots and throw the way
also,
he needs to.
O'Malley dropped him.
That's right.
Like he did drop him.
I thought he was going to finish
in the first round. He dropped him hard.
Actually, in the before Herb Dean stopped it, he planted and he was cracking him, dude, hard. I was like, there's the power shots.
Yeah.
You know, but everybody was giving Herb Dean some shit about stopping the fight 30 seconds before. And they're like, well, you should have stopped it in the first round. No, that's not how it works. Right. Somebody gets cracked a lot in the first round. And by the way, people gave a lot of shit to the rest for not stopping the Calvin Kattar fight. And I think Herb Dean had that fight too.
Yeah.
They were giving him shit about not stopping the Calvin Kattar fight. So what the fuck do you want?
Yeah, right.
There's 30 seconds left in the fight. Moutinho can get hit the way he was getting hit another 40 times. Well, he saved himself.
And not just that, but like you said, that's when Sean O'Malley planted. And I think Herb Dean could tell the difference. Like
it's done.
Like he's not just moving back now. It's
the tide was turning.
Like he planted and was landing power shots.
Yeah.
Now it was like Herb Dean was actually right. Like he doesn't have to take those unnecessary super fat power shots.
But also though, when you take that type of damage, you only get one fight like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're changed completely. I'm like Tony Ferguson wasn't the same after he fought Justin Gaethje.
Nope.
Junior Dos Santos after he fought Cain Velasquez, never the same.
Right? Then you look at, I'm worried about Calvin Kattar because he's such a young talent.
This podcast is brought to you by RAYCON earbuds, my friends. Listen to me right now like you're listening to me on this podcast. If you are walking around with wired earbuds, what the hex are you doing? You need something lightweight. You need something without wires. You need something affordable but with premium sound and quality, and that's RAYCON earbuds. There's a lot of other competitors out there that are selling you something out there that is way too expensive, and they are trying to gyp you. RAYCON is not that. And you know what the best thing about them too is? They have a 24-hour battery life. Yes, I can't tell you how many wireless earbuds that I have bought that die after a few hours, and it sucks, especially when I'm on a plane and I have to charge my earbuds after they die in a mere matter of moments. Not with my RAYCON earbuds. Listening pleasure for everybody all the time. Well, listen up. RAYCON's offering 15% off all their products for my listeners, and here's what you got to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com/brain. There you'll get 15% off your entire RAYCON order, and it's such a good deal, you'll want to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/brain. That's buyraycon.com/brain.
Who's so good. I don't know if he's going to be the same.
But to an example on the opposite side, Brian Ortega versus Max Holloway.
Yeah,
he
that's
actually
true.
looked good.
That's true, but
He took the time off though.
He took the time off. And I think hopefully Calvin Kattar takes that time off, right?
Yeah.
But a guy like Chris Moutinho, like you said, there's levels to this game. And a lot of people were kind of like giving shit to Sean O'Malley, like, oh, he should have finished him. But in reality, it's like he's unranked. So is this kid. Right? And he just showed what time it is, you know, and
I don't understand that criticism at all. It's like, bro, that dude is just tough as fuck.
Yeah.
Like that's not anything a knock on Sean.
But the weird thing is
O'Malley.
too, people were also saying too, is like, dude, Justin Moutinho, like his stock is up. That guy's a warrior. I was like, bro, I cool. You took a lot of great hits. What else?
yeah.
I took nothing away from that fight. All I know is that you in this division, you ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is he did fight, like Sean O'Malley is very slick though.
Yeah.
You know, if he fights somebody that like doesn't have, no one moves like Sean O'Malley. So maybe, and he was kind of getting close sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, he cracked him. He got a little shiner from a good little looping hit.
A little bit, but like if he fights somebody that's a little more planted or something.
Dude, he landed 250 strikes to his face.
Yeah.
250 strikes in a 3-round fight.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
I'll tell you this though. Like, let's say like Moutinho, right? He fights somebody like Jose Aldo. He's not going to come out alive. He's going to wake up in another dimension wearing a fucking dress thinking that he works at a fucking C's Candy. He's going to have a career change, dude.
Yeah.
He's not going to know what the fuck happened to him.
What a nice lifestyle change though, huh?
Yeah.
You punch in the face. You're like, I work at C's Candy.
C's Candy is nice. I like to work there. It'd be cool. Good chocolate.
We'll just be
Unlimited
fucking all his employees. Every single one.
Green-haired babies.
Yeah, people just hyped up like, they're like, dude, this guy's a warrior. Cool. But still, nobody wants to see somebody get hit in the face 300 times.
Yeah, because at a certain point in time, there's a reason why this kid wasn't in the league before. Unfortunately. Like, no, I don't want to be the guy that has to say it, but he wasn't UFC caliber. And obviously he fought a big superstar in the bantamweight division. But like, you just don't want to see fights like that, because who has to pay for it at the end of the day? It's Chris Moutinho.
Yeah.
He's going to pay for it with his brain damage. He doesn't, he might get paid $75K, which is great, but what's it worth at the end of the day? These are people's lives. These are their brains. These are their families. Like, this shit is dark, bro. Like, the fight game always wins, right?
Yeah.
Like, you saw it in the Conor fight. Like, yeah, it's all lavish, and we've seen him on the highest of highs. Like, also, one of the most fun, like, rides to follow was Conor McGregor's career. Like,
amazing.
How great was that?
Incredible.
Like, the whole run he's had. But then you look at it with all the money in the world and all that. Look what happened to him, right?
He just stuck around. He should have just fucking hung him up.
But
Just
the
like, I'm
problem
done.
with fighters, right? It's like
Yeah.
that becomes their identity, and that's what they're known for. And you see it all the time. Nate Marquardt, he just signed to the LFA. Why the fuck are you fighting again, bro? You don't need to fight
now.
Yeah, recently, a couple months, like
He
a couple
hasn't
weeks
fought in like fucking 10 years.
ago. Bro, you are a legend in the sport. You're a pioneer in the sport. You do not need to be fighting. Maybe he feels like he needs to, which is fine. Who gives a fuck? Like, that's whatever he wants to do is his prerogative, right? But at the end of the day, as a fan, I'm like, bro, I don't want to see you fight.
And LFA doesn't. They don't got bitches in there either.
Yeah, they got
fucking
up and
killers.
comers, bro. Like, they got guys who are trying to make a name off of you. They're the young guys that want to make it in the sport. Like,
Tan
it's-
Lee came from fucking LFA, dude.
bro, well, like Khabib, right? You hear him talk, everyone's like, you need to come back. And he goes, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I've done everything I need to do in the sport.
Yeah.
I've trained the hardest. I put everything I need to be successful, because he's smart and he knows that if I come back, whether he knows he doesn't want that anymore. And if that's what it is, you have to walk away from the sport.
Yeah, right.
People
This shit is
also
unforgiving, yo.
Yeah.
they also misconstrue his legacy because like, oh, he only had X amount of fights in the UFC.
Khabib is the GOAT. 13-0
This is-
against the best guys.
This is what they're fucking up with too. It's like they're like, oh well, other people on that roster have fought more people, right? It's like that is a sorry argument, because within his 13 wins within the UFC, and maybe the people that you knew were like 4 or 5 people, but they were in the top and in their prime, and he didn't just beat them, he embarrassed them.
Destroyed.
Dominated.
You have to go back
7-0
and watch
skunks.
these fights.
Yeah.
Go back to Poirier, who we so much love, and see how terribly he dismantled him.
Yeah.
Poirier.
Yeah, right.
He is arguably the best in that division right
He
now.
made him look average.
Exactly. Oh, we just fucking okay.
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 Like the fight that put Khabib on the map as far as like a media wise was the Michael Johnson fight.
Yeah.
Right? Michael Johnson, the fight before that, knocked out Dustin Poirier.
Yep.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah. That's right.
Knocked him out. Khabib was supposed to fight Eddie Alvarez for the title. He signed the contract, right? This is the Madison Square Garden card in New York, right? Conor took Khabib's place. Conor's a bigger star. They put him against Eddie Alvarez and they fought. And Khabib goes, okay, but give me a fight. I want to fight somebody. Fights Michael Johnson. They're like, you fight him.
Almost get slept too.
Yeah. And honestly, too, like he beats the shit out of him and he's talking to him while he's beating his fucking ass. And he goes, yo, like, I deserve the title shot. Like, I must fight for the belt, brother. Like, as he's beating the fuck out of him. And he's talking to Dana White. He's like, Dana, in between rounds, like, you want to talk a little bit? And Dana's like, what do you want to talk about? He was like, I must fight for title. You understand this? Like, keep hiding your chicken.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a different mindset with these guys like, nobody is like Khabib, bro.
Yeah, right.
People want to compare John Jones. In my opinion, no. It doesn't.
Me neither.
Khabib has never bled in the octagon.
I think he lost maybe 1 or 2 rounds in the history.
And that's just because he was fucking around.
Yeah.
And he's only been hit a few times.
Yeah.
Like, he's barely been hit.
And he took all the best knockout punchers. He took all their shots and was like, what's up? What's up?
Also, too,
Yeah.
he also makes people who don't like grappling.
Yeah, that's true.
He gets
He made me
fucking
love grappling.
busy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, well, because even on the same card, there was Gilbert Burns and Thompson, right? Gilbert Burns got a lot of shit because he didn't do much. He just laid and prayed, and then he socked Thompson in the back of the head 10 times.
Yeah, at the end of the round,
Back of his
dude.
neck and shit.
All
I was
back
like,
shot.
bro, why'd you hit him in the back of the head so much, man?
Yeah.
It was a little stupid. It's like, you didn't have to do all that.
The last
Khabib is
10
special,
seconds.
man.
Yeah.
And it's so hard. Like, even for Gilbert Burns, like, when you get a guy like Wonder Boy who's just so scrappy and he's so good at getting up to his feet, like, if you're holding somebody down, if you're not using all of your might to hold somebody down, And when the moment you try to give an opening to try to land strikes or try to go for a submission, you're giving that person an opportunity to get up to their feet. And you don't want to do that with a guy like Wonderboy. But you see Khabib do this. Everybody knows what he's going to do. He's going to take you down, hold you down. And guys are training their whole training camps to stop every single move that he does. And it's a very systematic thing. Like, you could watch it, you could study it, you could do it, but nobody does it like Khabib. Yeah. And he still is
can't do
active.
Shit about it.
Yeah, he's active, he's hunting for submissions, and he's bullying people on the ground. And they have been preparing their whole fight camp to stop this. And they can't even find any success. It is insane how he's just beyond everybody else in the division.
AKA too, what I really like about them, and that what we keep on seeing too, they're utilizing the single leg takedown versus the double now.
Yeah,
they're literally using that cage to their advantage.
Yep.
And every time that we've seen in the history of the UFC, and I've heard it so many times, is lock those arms around both legs, double leg, and take them down. DC before fucking Khabib, single leg takedowns.
Yep.
Right.
It's the most vulnerable thing, and he takes him to the ground.
And they have transitions.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't get the dump right away, switch to the double leg. Oh, you don't get that? Clear the leg, go to the back. Like, they have systems off of this.
Yeah.
DC was commentating on Gilbert Burns' Thompson fight, and there was a situation where this exact thing happens, where Gilbert Burns has Thompson against the cage. Thompson's like spread his legs or whatever. And DC's explaining exactly what he's like. No, he's never going to get it. He has to switch to the single. He's like, it's just a waste of energy. And eventually Gilbert Burns does. He's like, see, right there, that's exactly what it was. But like, he literally talks right through that thing. And you know, that's exactly, when you watch their fights, that's what they do.
When you see DC like coach like wrestling, and you see like, he just has such a good understanding of these positions. And then fighting this weekend is going to be Islam Makhachev, right? Who is Khabib's like protege. They grew up training together since they were like 5 years old, yo. And he's also a fucking beast. That. So it's like, he's the second coming of Khabib. We're going to see if he lives up to this expectation that Khabib has left on the division.
And he's going through the same woes. Nobody wants to fight him.
Nobody wants to fight.
Who would?
He's the number 9 guy ranked in the world. No, he can't get a fight of anybody above him. He has to fight the number 14 guy. What does he have to earn by fighting the number 14 guy?
Right.
But he's like, fuck it. I just want to fight, bro. Like, please, somebody give me a fight. But nobody wants to fight this dude because he's that, like, what he did to Drew Dober in the last fight.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Drew Dober is a fucking, he's a stud, bro.
Yeah, he's a beast.
And he made him look like he's never done jiu-jitsu a day in his life. And it's not because Drew Dober's whack or anything like that. It just shows how good Islam is. And he's been training with the best of all time his whole life. And it's not just the skills, it's the mentality, it's everything that comes along with that, like just that hard work mentality, and those guys embody that.
I was watching a clip of them just training at AKA, and they always show the goofy stuff.
Yeah,
but it was them not even being goofy. They're like, are you tired? Fucking go home. Like, that's what it is. Go home. And they're like, what are you gonna do when you go home? And he goes, do what you normally go cry. I was like, bro, my feelings were being hurt.
Like, God damn, are you talking to me, bro?
I was like, oh my God. But these are fighters. And then literally it's like, if you're not hungry enough, get the fuck out of my gym.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck over there, dude.
Yeah.
They're like, we only want warriors and we want people who are ready to fucking work.
And then, but it translates. Like, their mentality is so beyond, like, the fact that Khabib fought Justin Gaethje, not only is fucking hero and his everything passing away, the guy that got him into the sport, that did everything with him, not only the biggest hero of him dying from COVID, plus he had mumps.
Oh my God, that was nuts.
What the fuck is mumps, bro? Like, that's some old timey shit, yo.
Yeah. That's like a fucking 16th century disease.
Yeah, it is.
And then he fucking wrestled it out of his body.
He had the bubonic plague.
And then he had a broken foot going into the fight. And then Justin Gaethje is kicking the fuck out of his legs. And even Khabib was like, oh yeah, that was the hardest kicks I've ever felt. Yeah. But you watch that fight, it didn't seem like
it looked like he sprinted at him the whole time.
Yeah, and then
like
Justin Gaethje was like, yo, what the fuck?
I had the biggest lesson in that today because I was training with Savant, and then he was literally, we were going through a drill where any single way you can evade a jab, right? Block, slip, pull back, under, close the distance, right?
Yeah.
He goes, cool, but your face looks like you're scared as shit. He goes, bro, I need you to show me a little poker face. Yo, that shit had me fucking weak.
That's so funny.
He was like, your
bro.
eyes are so wide right. I was like, Simone, I'm scared. I was like, you're flicking these jabs hella fast at me.
That's hilarious.
I was like, oh, I didn't know. But literally my face was like this. Oh, shit. But he's like, poker face. He's like, when you're in a fucking fight, He goes, he knows I'm not gonna fight, but he wants me to train like I'm fighting.
Sure, right.
He goes, poker face. Even if you're fucking scared that this jab's gonna come, they can't know that. So
Yeah.
make sure that your poker face is strong. But I didn't know. I was like this.
Your teeth are all grinded down and shit.
That fool was fucking roasting me. I was like, damn shit, my feelings getting hurt. I was dying laughing. That was fucking funny, man.
Yeah, he'll put it on you, bro. He'll make sure you get that real work.
He's definitely
Because he's old school with it, bro.
He don't give a
He don't
fuck,
fuck
man.
around.
Yeah.
He don't fuck
That was
around.
an exhausting session.
And he makes you train for an hour, but in reality, it's like 2 hours.
It's 1,000 hours, dude. It was the most exhausting shit ever, bro.
Puts you through it, huh?
In the morning, I was fucking 219 pounds. And then when we were done training, I was 214.
Wow.
That's how much I sweated. I don't even lose that much weight in the sauna, dude.
Yeah.
My spirit left. That was the weight of my spirit. It was gone.
All that sweat, gone.
Yeah. And
All that sweat.
it was just hard. And every time I'm like fucking yakking, and this fool is like, this motherfucker speaking in tongues. I was like, roasting my ass.
Did you throw up?
I almost did.
Oh shit.
Because it was weird
That's
because
good training, though.
Yeah, it is. That's
good training.
necessary.
it was all footwork, right? And just moving around that small ring for fucking 3 minutes straight, just lateral movement, constantly circling, going in, entries. And then he brought the paddles out. He goes, now we're going to do this with strikes. It made me want to throw up.
Yeah.
Just throwing and moving.
Yeah.
Because it was already tiring enough just moving as it is. And he goes, now you have to know when you're going to plant. You have to know every time you fucking throw that cross or that jab or whatever your left foot, you're either rolling or you're pivoting out.
Yep.
I want that at all times. Hard.
People think boxing and real fighting is like, oh, just throwing punches. But you're not even scratching the surface.
Yeah, at all.
Without proper footwork and your ability to navigate this open space, you being able to throw punches doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't mean shit.
Doesn't mean shit.
I feel like footwork is way more important.
Everything.
It's
It
everything.
is everything.
Yeah,
If you
footwork
can't
is
put yourself in a position to strike or to land your big bombs, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It does not
Or
matter.
get out of the way.
Exactly.
I mean, you're gonna get knocked the fuck out if
Yeah.
you don't know how to move out of the way. You know what I mean? Or don't understand distance management or whatever.
Yeah.
But
It's just really hard. It's so fucking hard. Like I didn't realize how hard boxing was, right? Because like I feel like with Muay Thai, you have so many weapons to parry, block, move out the way, clinch, grab. Boxing, there's
Completely different game.
There's none of that. It's movement, closing the distance, and then getting out of this corner.
Sure.
That's really what it is.
And then you watch a guy like Lomachenko, right?
Oh my god.
And you're like, this dude.
Lomachenko's unfucking believable, bro.
Dude, you want to talk about fucking Asian hate? He beat the shit out of that Japanese dude.
Bro, who was
Damn.
that guy? Poor guy, man.
He's
murdered
a
that guy.
fucking really good boxer. He punched his fucking head like a Pez dispenser, bro.
I know, yeah, he was
and he was
rocking
like
shit
twice
out.
his
Get
size.
back. Yeah, he was
Hey,
big as shit.
why isn't Loma fighting Teofimo Lopez
I
again?
think
though?
he
They're trying to set it up right now.
They gotta make that happen.
he didn't want to have a rematch clause in
Who?
the Loma.
Oh, he
apparently.
didn't.
This is from Teofimo's camp.
Yeah.
And then so Teofimo won. He was like, nah, fuck that. Fuck that rematch. You don't want to have a rematch with me. I'm not gonna have a rematch with
I
you.
think
okay.
his dad wants it though. Because his dad wants to cement his son's legacy.
But
For
also
sure.
in that fight, there's a lot of questions that happen. Like he
Yeah.
looked good, right? Teofimo is a beast. Like I don't want to take
Amazing.
anything away from him.
But
Amazing.
Loma was turning on
He
towards
was
the
tur-
end.
I don't know why he didn't do anything in the first 7 rounds.
He had a torn shoulder.
Exactly. Like right after the fight, he got
didn't know that.
a shoulder surgery. But it was kind of weird. I was like, what's happening? Like,
It took him a while to. It seemed like he turned on like round 7, round 8.
Yeah, but when he
he
poured it
did,
on,
it was like okay. And now he's like okay, it's starting to happen. Teofimo was still hanging in there. Like it wasn't like it was just a shutout, but
Yeah.
it was Lomo starting to
Watching
land punches. Like, oh,
Lomachenko
shit.
move, it makes what Savant's saying make more sense,
Yes.
right?
puts
Move,
context to everything.
it's defense with offense. That's
Yes.
really what it is. It's not offense with defense.
Yeah. Because
You know?
once you have that ability to move and to defend properly, it opens up a whole nother side of offense that's just so much easier to land.
Like, yeah, I just never knew how important it was. Like I knew, but you don't know until you're trying it yourself.
Yeah, right.
Just like speaking of just defense in general, right? Like you watch Tai Tuivasa. Obviously, it was a chaotic fight.
Yeah.
But him missing and him, Greg Hardy throwing that big shot and putting him out of position cost him the fight.
Cost him the fight. Yeah.
You know, and he just threw himself into a short hook, bank, and just knocked him the fuck out, blew up his fucking eye.
So if you guys don't know, Tai Tuivasa is this huge ass Samoan motherfucker,
Yeah,
heavyweight in the UFC.
Yeah.
I was having a kind of a small, rough stint in the UFC. He started to take a break, started to work on something he never utilized, which is with his kicks. Low kicks, amazing
You see how
now,
big his fucking thighs are?
dude. And he was spinning fucking Greg Hardy around.
Yeah. He wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, he was like, yo, what the fuck?
What the fuck is
And
this
Greg
shit?
Hardy, who is a former professional football player, huge as fuck, super long reach, and he made Tai Tuivasa actually look kind of small.
He did.
In the beginning of the fight, Greg Hardy looks at Tai Tuivasa and he points at the middle. And the first thing I thought was, you are doing that to the wrong person.
Yeah.
You don't do it to somebody named fucking Bam Bam.
You gotta outpoint this motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
And he just like, he was like, I'm ready to fucking throw down. And Greg Hardy has a great jab, but literally Greg Hardy connected either with the hard cross, and then he, Tai Tuivasa had a bit of noodle legs, but he recomposed himself.
Started smiling. He goes,
Planted himself, literally hook, plant, another hook, dead. Probably
Right.
broke his orbital.
That made me so
Probably.
happy to watch because nobody likes Greg Hardy.
Yeah, what's up with him? He's like got
He
some
beat up a woman.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it was.
Apparently, it's like not confirmed, but
But it's
yeah, he definitely did it.
he got a tribal tattoo, unfinished, by the way. He has an unfinished tribal tattoo.
Bad.
Hey, man, finish that tribal tattoo. What are you doing?
Dude, Tai Tuivasa too. That's
crazy.
That fool has a chip on his shoulder. He pointed in the fucking middle of the fucking cage.
He sounds
was
like Korg from Avengers. He's
Yeah.
like, he fucking pointed at the floor, and I had to punch him in the face. I had to fuck him up.
He's like, I'm the last
anybody want to do a shoey with me?
dog, this fool did like 7 shoeys.
I know on the way out, on the way in.
So everywhere in Vegas, this guy on his social media just doing shoes to everybody. This poor fucking guy.
Disgusting. He definitely has COVID now.
He has to do it
Probably,
everywhere.
most
No,
likely.
he's the cure, bro. He got
he
the
probably is.
antibodies. He don't need that
That
shit.
fool did a shoey. Somebody poured Dustin's hot sauce in it.
And he spit it out.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
This fool was like on the thing. He goes, "Was that fucking Poirier's hot sauce?" Disgusting, disgusting. I'm like, damn, bro, you're just destroying his business right now, bro. He's like, it was gross as shit. I actually had the hot sauce. It's not bad.
Really?
you had it?
It's not spicy.
Oh.
It tastes pretty good though.
What does it taste like? What would you compare it to?
I'd say a non-spicy, less limey tapatio.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's like a Louisiana hot sauce with a little more viscosity.
Ooh, I do like Louisiana, like the Rooster one. I don't know what the fuck it's
Oh,
called,
yeah,
but the
yeah,
one the
yeah,
Rooster
yeah.
one is bomb, and Crystal is bomb too.
Yeah, it's a little less vinegary than that. It's like a mix between everything, but it tastes really good though. I think it tastes fucking great.
I want to try that.
Yeah.
Sold out everywhere.
We gotta do shoeys. Have you done a shoey?
Oh, fucking Alex did that shoey. Go.
You know, Gilbert used to play rugby, right?
Really?
Who-
Gilbert used to play
Gil-
rugby.
our
Yeah,
Gilbert?
yeah, our Gil.
Get
Gilbert
the
got loaned.
fuck out of here, dude.
And
Where?
he played in like Chicago or something, and they made him do a shoey, and he goes, "It was I gag thinking about it to this day."
He played rugby. Is one of the roughest fucking sports.
Yeah, that's
it's
crazy.
football with striking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy without pads, without the
Yeah, without
protection.
pads.
People
So-
tear their shoulders, ankles,
All the time.
quads all the time
Yeah.
in there.
That's why he got a big
Biggest
old fat
motherfuckers
ass.
in the world.
Gilbert got a big old fat ass for
He do have
built
a
for
fat booty.
performance, dog.
Yo,
a fat booty.
Gilbert got secrets, dude. You fucking did fucking rugby.
He
Yeah,
did.
see, he's a fast bro. We went to Vegas this past weekend with him. This guy, bro, he charms the pants off everybody.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers were just giving us free shit wherever we went. People were just like, just because he's just talking to him, and he's just like,
Schmoozing.
he's not even schmoozing. It's just it's genuine. Like he really wants to like he's asking questions about people. People, they just want to be a part of Gil's. They just want to be a part of it. They just
Yeah.
want to hang out with the fucking guy.
His
'Cause
fucking nipples had that fucking black and white swirl. He's hypnotizing them.
whoa, that's what it is. He
Yeah.
lifts up
Cartoon
his
Network
areola.
shit.
Yeah, he's like,
Cartoon Network
look
shit.
into my putang nipples. Putang, I'm getting fucking hypnotized. Fuck. You were in Vegas, that's right, huh?
Yeah, it was cool.
Look at
It was
that,
aight.
dude.
Yeah,
We went
Debauchery,
to
bro.
Burt Kwan's house and we went to Gio's house. We had a good old time with them, hanging out with Taika. House was fucking so big. Their house is
The
insane.
living room looks like the biggest thing I've ever seen in my
It's a
entire
hotel
life.
lobby, bro.
It's
Yeah.
like an art gallery.
Yeah.
Actually, their we stayed at the Red Rock. Their living room is bigger than the Red Rock's lobby.
Then the casino.
Yeah,
Oh.
and the ceilings are higher at a fucking Bart's house.
It's ridiculous. If you want to feel like a piece of shit, just stay at their house for a couple
Yeah,
days.
yeah. Okay. I believe it. I was just seeing the videos and I was like, Jesus Christ, this fool lives in a fucking museum or what?
Yeah.
God damn, bro.
We forgot to talk about fucking Ryan Hall getting
Oh,
knocked out.
yeah, bro.
Jiu-jitsu phenom, just tearing people's knees out, starts fucking around for a full round, doing the weird. I've never seen somebody go for a takedown or like an ankle pick that way. It's like opposite hand of the ankle he's grabbing and reversing the grip this way.
Yeah.
Which I feel what he was trying to do was get a submission off of that takedown to promote this new move that he created. And he kept doing it over and over and over. I'm like, Ryan Hall, what are you doing?
yeah.
Ilya, I think his name, Ilya Tapuria, who is a
That fool's a
fucking beast. He looks
He's
like
an
Gaston
animal.
Bolanos. Like,
Yep.
The spinning
he
back
does.
elbow guy. He looks exactly like him, just more tattoos. But like this just shows in MMA, If you are too one-dimensional,
Oh, yeah.
and you do not have another path to victory, you are going to get smashed out. As good as Ryan Hall is, if Ryan Hall got Topuria to the ground, he probably would have subbed him, right? That's just how good of a submission artist he is. But with all the tools that Topuria has, and he just was playing smart, he knew exactly what to do. It's just really hard to like what he did, what Ryan Hall did to BJ Penn. You're not going to see that very often.
No, and that's also BJ Penn, like an older BJ Penn.
And it's like we know that's what he's going to do.
Right.
He is trying to fish for that inverted Imanari roll, which is very hard to do.
Sure.
And against a guy who is also a BJJ black belt.
Yeah, right.
Who is a Greco-Roman specialist, like in Topuria. He's a fucking animal. And he could strike very well. Dude, it sucks to see because you want to see Ryan Hall, and after he had such a long layoff, you want to see him do well. You want to see him fight because he's a jiu-jitsu legend. But it's just hard to think that he's going to have more success if he doesn't change anything up.
It was so interesting just watching him because the hardest thing that he was doing, I think with Ryan Hall, is that he's very good off his back, right? So he's always, his biggest advantage is he needs to roll. So as long as he could roll, he's going to mitigate a lot of this offense. Well, guess what? This motherfucker literally locked up his body, couldn't roll, get on his shoulder, crack,
boom,
crack, crack, side control.
Yeah.
Locked him up. He tried to roll. He goes, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Beat the living brakes off of him.
Did you listen to the John Donaher podcast with Joe Rogan?
So
Did you guys
good.
listen to it?
He's
the last one?
Not the latest
He
one.
talks about like three main he's a fucking animal. Yeah, he's just like a wizard. But he talks
breaks
about
it down
three
so
main
perfectly.
weaknesses of jiu-jitsu. He's like, the first one is leg locks. He's like, that's what I've been like devoting. He's devoting his career to like tackling these three main issues in jiu-jitsu. Leg locks. I think the second one was takedowns, right? Getting somebody I think it was takedowns.
Getting somebody to the ground.
And then the third one was actually holding them down. He's like, these are three like fatal flaws in jiu-jitsu that we need to address like as a community that we aren't. You know, he's like, people are talking about learning wrestling as a remedy. He's like, but I don't buy into that. He's like, we need to figure out a way in jiu-jitsu how to do it. And when I was watching Ryan Hall, I was like thinking about all the shit he was saying, and I was like, it's so true.
Yeah.
Like jiu-jitsu's a shit, but it's like if you can't take a motherfucker down and hold him down and do your thing, it's like then jiu-jitsu there's no point. Like what are you gonna do, you know?
And you think about that, and then you look at Khabib, right? He has solved all those problems.
Yeah.
And he's done it to the master level that no one else we've seen in the sport was able to do.
But he was strong. But Khabib is strong wrestling. Like, I mean, his jiu-jitsu is strong as fuck too.
But it's not.
But
just,
it's like wrestling based.
But it's not just the wrestling. It's overall grappling, because everything that he does is a setup. It's like with straight jiu-jitsu guys. Like Sambo is pretty much jiu-jitsu and wrestling combined into one thing. That's why you see these guys that are Sambo players. They do very well at a high level, and they're also doing like striking too. But Khabib has a system, and he's holding people down. He's keeping their arms trapped, and he's also just socking motherfuckers out. So, but when it comes to just straight jiu-jitsu, it's not going to be. That's what the flaws. Because he was talking about the leg locks, right? When you guys are like a Ryan Hall's going for leg locks, both of his arms are occupied on one leg, and then if you are not isolating properly the upper part of the person's body that is defending the leg lock, they're going to punch you in the fucking face.
Yeah, right.
And if you don't snap that shit and you don't have the proper leverage and it's a little too slippery and you can't get that, you are risking yourself to get knocked the fuck out. And that's exactly what happened to Ryan Hall.
Everybody, like before they even watch the UFC, should know what it feels like to have somebody on top of you holding you down. It is the most helpless feeling on earth.
Oh, yeah.
But because everybody talks about solutions as if it's hyper simplistic, right? They're like, dude, Dustin, just get up. All right.
Yeah,
You
right.
don't think he's not trying?
Yeah, right.
This fool is fucking grappling the shit out of him, dude.
And if he gets up in the wrong way in the slightest,
It's over. Yeah, it's
he's
over.
opening himself up to another set of problems, whether it's getting punched in the face, getting slammed on his head, or just giving a position where this guy is going to choke him the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's really hard to defend that. But dude, going back to John Danner, he's a fucking genius.
Yeah, he really is, bro.
He's a serial killer.
He might be.
He's
might
definitely
be.
a serial killer that found jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then he chose not to kill anymore.
Yeah.
he's
He's like a Yoda, like
Yeah.
a legit
He's a
Yoda.
philosophy teacher at like NYU or something
No,
like that.
Columbia.
Columbia, or even fucking
He
higher
was.
level.
Yeah, he was. He was a professor.
He only wears rash guards all
That's
the time
it.
in case some shit goes down.
There's people talking about like there was weddings, like from the guys from the gym got married, and he would be there in a rash guard at
That's
the wedding.
fucking
Keep
hilarious.
that same
dude.
energy, bro. Keep that
That's
same
fucking
energy.
hilarious.
That's the most samurai shit I've ever heard in my life. Like he only wears
I want
rash
to see
guards.
like John Danaher like be outside and he's wearing his rash guard and somebody approaches him. He goes, "I'm always ready for a fight," and then somebody just shoots him in the chest.
And then he's gonna be fine because the rash guard is bulletproof. He figured it
I
out.
didn't think about the situation. He just sat there. It's like your jiu-jitsu couldn't stop bullets, could it?
He's fascinating. You ever hear him talk? Like,
He is really interesting.
Listen to the podcast. He can talk about fucking anything, and you're just like, I'm in. You think
Yeah.
it's just because he has a British accent?
I think he's from New Zealand.
But he does a little
You're
British
a,
accent.
you're
though,
a
doesn't
piece
he?
of shit,
Does
bro.
he not have a British accent, kind of?
He has a New Zealand accent. He's a fucking Kiwi.
What does that sound like?
Huh?
What does that
He
sound
sounds
like?
a little bit like Australian and a little bit like British.
He's the
Okay,
guy
all right,
Cork.
hey.
What's the Cork from the movie?
But
Cork?
that's like
That's New Zealand.
Yeah, that's New Zealand.
Yeah,
but it's
all white
also-
people look alike. You fucking
Wow,
reverse racist.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
dude.
But he got some British shit in him, bro.
Huh?
He got some. Danaher is a very common British name.
Is it?
It's the royal family of the Danaher.
What's another common British name?
Danaher.
Fucking I don't know. Hey, what's Prince Charles? What's his last name, bro?
Charles. That's it.
The Queen Elizabeth.
Charles.
What's her last name? Do they have a last name?
They gotta have a last name.
What
I
is
don't know what it
Diana's last name?
Well, nobody
Princess
knows.
Diana.
Attenborough.
Shut up.
No.
I have no
idea.
street you live on, bro.
That's a dude from fucking Planet Earth, baby.
No, what is her last name? I know Meghan Markle's
know.
last name, but I don't
Markle.
know Prince William.
Prince Willie.
Is it Buckingham? Is her last name Buckingham?
Did you remember it was on JK News where we were talking about the body
is this
language
fucking
expert too?
Yeah, bro, those
Where
guys are
they-
fucking
it's like-
clowns.
Where they were talking about what was it? It was like how nervous he was, like speaking to his brother or
Yeah,
something.
he was like touching his head a lot, so it exudes. He was nervous.
Fuck all that dumb
What do you
shit.
think about body language experts?
I think it's bullshit for the most part.
I'm telling
he's
you, man,
adjusting his tie.
I think there's certain things where you can tell like someone looks nervous.
big tells. You
Yeah,
know?
there's big tells, but
Yeah.
I mean all that other shit. I
when
don't,
they get too specific, you're like, shut the fuck up.
because I need
Come
to
on,
see
dog.
a controlled test of it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there is no. It's all subjective.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll say this though, man. This is absolutely no disrespect to body language experts at all, but you're fucking stupid. Like, you're so dumb.
You're a dumb profession.
Like
Yeah.
you just sit there and you go like, well, look at him. He fucking winked twice. In the
Yeah.
17th century, winking twice meant that you were selling drugs.
Yeah.
He's high.
right.
And I'm like, you are a fucking moron. You're
Right.
so dumb. Be quiet.
yeah,
dude.
where'd you come up with this shit from?
Yeah, how do you
especially when it's too like specific on things that like is not very obvious to see. That's when you're like, all right, you might be making some shit up. Because there was the Prince Andrew, the guy who was hanging out with Epstein. He has his very famous interview where he's like just sweating the whole fucking time and he looks like shit. And they're asking him really hard questions about like if he's be out in these
Hey, do you
streets
fuck
raping.
kids, bro?
Hey, you be fucking kids. And they had body language experts on that. That was really good to watch because you could see this fool's tie is like all fucked up and he's just like sweating and he's like the way he's like dodging these questions.
But we don't need a body language
Exactly.
expert to say that.
Exactly.
There's a
we
There's
know
picture
that.
of
four
him
them.
with the girl.
Yeah, and he's like,
And
he's like,
Epstein chilling. Like,
he's
what
like,
the fuck?
oh,
Obviously-
I don't know her. I don't remember taking this picture at all. Like, I have no recollection. I've never seen this in my life. Like, and
Yeah.
you're like, get the fuck out of here,
It's like,
bro.
bro, you started with the baby blue shirt and now it's navy blue. Dude,
Yeah,
you
right.
sweated so much.
Imagine the girl that's like in that picture and she's like, yo, we fucked, bro. Like, you fucked me when I was 16. Imagine how frustrated she is watching this interview of this guy like, oh, no, I have no recollection. I have no understanding.
Speaking of lascivious acts,
Lascivious.
we didn't even talk about this. Cosby's out.
Yeah.
Bro, what? How the
It was like a
fuck did he get out?
technicality, right?
Yeah.
How did I honestly don't understand how he got out of jail. Like when I saw that, I was like, wait, what? How? So apparently, civilly, he's guilty.
Yeah.
But criminally, he's not. But then why the fuck was he in jail at all?
Who fucking knows,
And
bro?
then,
It's all
like,
loopholes.
Not
huh?
enough evidence, but it's like there's 40,000 women that are like, you raped me.
You know what the thing is though about that is that if you got enough money, you can get out of fucking anything, bro. So you get good enough lawyers to find something because it's not about who's right or wrong. It's about who can find the technicality at that point.
A lot of witnesses, though.
Bro, like 60
not only witnesses, people that got raped.
Yeah.
Like participant. Yeah, like
And you think he's gonna go back to doing what he's doing? You think the jig is up? You think there's somebody out there that just doesn't
He's gonna
know?
start his own podcast.
Dude,
That's the only way.
he's about to die, bro. He's so old.
Of course
He's
I'm
like-
gonna
his
do it.
eyes are like, you know, like when like old dogs or cats, like when they're like that light blue
Yep,
layer.
got the glaucoma.
Like, he's got that. Is that glaucoma?
and you don't know exactly what he's looking at.
glaucoma.
I'm like, what is that? What that is?
Yeah.
I never knew what that was.
You think he's gonna come up with a book of if I did
Oh, like OJ.
rape
Yeah.
60 women,
How I raped it.
how I would have
How
done
I
it?
did it. How
Dude,
I
you know,
done
Bill
did.
Cosby
troll, bro.
was one of my biggest influences growing up.
Wow,
Really?
cancel David, cancel David.
I had a huge
Rapist.
poster.
just throw it out there, rapist.
Yo, fuck guy. But I had this huge poster of all my like comedy sitcom heroes. It was like Will Smith. It was Dave Chappelle. I had like Chappelle, posters. I had Eddie Murphy Raw, and then I had a big old Bill Cosby poster right there too.
Oh, damn.
Puddin' pops.
I loved his, not so much his stand-up, but I loved his sitcom. His sitcom molded a lot of like the way I view things.
Yeah.
Right? It's like anything could be made fun of. It doesn't matter. Your family could get roasted. Your kids could get roasted. It was actually a really good show. My favorite sitcom of all time. And then literally that news came out and I was like, this photo means different things now.
Have you watched it since?
The show? Yeah.
Because I feel like, look,
Because
obviously
it's Heathcliff Huxtable. It's
Yeah.
not Bill Cosby.
exactly. Like I feel like you could watch. Like obviously nobody here condones what Bill Cosby did, right? Obviously, I'm speaking for everybody, right? Yeah. No one's agreeing with me. Everyone's just looking at me.
Yeah,
you,
bro.
Yeah, you
What?
don't condone. You don't condone what Bill
No,
Cosby did,
no,
right?
no.
You guys all just stared at me like I was fucking crazy.
Yeah, whatever.
Agree with me.
Fucking rape forgiver over here, dude.
I'm trying to fucking, but we could appreciate what the fuck he did. Like R. Kelly. I don't agree with anything
Wow,
he did.
this guy here, huh?
Wow.
But his
he's
music,
really
bro,
going for it,
Ignition,
huh?
Let me
a
tell you
banger,
something,
bro.
I haven't
You kidding
listened
me?
to an R. Kelly song
You
since.
fucking lying, bro.
I have
when I
not.
walked in the house, Ignition was playing, and
Bow,
Mary was
bow,
dancing to
bow,
it, bro.
bow,
You lying, bro.
I have
You're
not-
out
I'm
these
not trying
streets
to be
I don't
lying.
even know who R. Kelly is. Who is he? Who is he? I
Who
have
is
no
that
idea.
guy?
He's a world famous rapist. This guy.
That's right. This guy, I've
Nah,
never
I'm not
underrated
trying to
rapist.
be rude, but hey, pretty good, I'm feeling you. It's hard if that's just playing,
It's hard not to like.
and you like it because it takes you a second to like update, like upload the like, oh yeah, he's a rapist files. So like before that like 5-second period or whatever, you're for 5 seconds you're like, bah, bah, bah. Oh, you're like, ah, fuck.
yeah,
Like, I can't,
you
I
can
can't.
appreciate his art, but
I'll
him as a
never
person.
listen to an R. Kelly song ever again.
All right, we'll see.
Ever.
We'll see.
Did you get your
Never.
shots? Have you seen that video?
Which one?
Did you get your shots? Would you like to come home with me to America?
That was kind of a
And
banger.
then they got
though.
the fucking African
America.
background singers.
That shit was a banger, bro.
Did you
Do
get
have
your shots?
Do you have your passport?
Yeah.
Would
that's
you
a
like
banger.
to come home with Rob to America?
And the
Bro.
song ends with, if you're 13, you're still too old. That's what it is. This motherfucker, dude.
Wow.
This is my life. In that
Dude.
fucking
Oh
Gale
my
interview.
God.
They gotta kill R. Kelly, bro. They gotta murder him.
They
Is he free? What's the
I don't
status
know.
of
I
R.
don't-
Kelly?
Is he in
No, he's
jail?
in jail.
He's in jail?
That dude's in jail.
Oh, he is in jail.
How
He's
come
in
he hasn't
jail.
got murked yet? Do you think people
Someone
fuck with him
whooped
in
his
jail?
ass or something.
Yeah?
I remember like this is probably over a year ago, but he like got fucked up in jail or something.
You gotta murder these people, dog.
I heard Bill Cosby had a Jello pudding thrown at him in the first day of jail.
That's
literally
hilarious.
the funniest thing I've ever heard.
That's
in my life.
hilarious.
That is funny.
Yeah.
That's
First
poetic,
day,
bro. It just landed on his head and he still eats his
Fucking
pudding.
fucking T-Bone in prison was like, this joke gonna hit.
And this one gonna be a banger, dog. But somebody else threw it before he did. And he was like, fuck! God damn it, bro. It was like, comedy gold.
You know that's T-Bone's joke. I told you I was gonna do that, bro. I told you in the pen yesterday you gonna throw the fucking Jello. That's my shit. T-Bone don't play.
Fuck, dude, that sucks.
Yeah, but he's now free, just walking around.
so
doing
What do you
wild.
think he's
I
gonna
don't
do?
get it.
What do you think he's
I
gonna
don't get
do?
it.
I guarantee he's gonna do a podcast
Really?
You think so?
because nobody else is gonna put him on anything else. He's gonna do a podcast.
Dude, do you think his need to be like seen in the fucking like after all this, you think he wants to do a podcast?
Sounds like an egomaniac for sure.
That's true.
I wouldn't be surprised. I just don't think he has much longer to live, to be
Would
honest.
you listen to it? Yeah, I think so too.
Of course, I'm gonna listen to his podcast. I want to see what this fucking maniac has
Because
to
that's
say.
gonna
Yeah, I
have
would
good
hear it
topics
too.
though. That's gonna be like great talking points for the podcast.
I want to see like what
Rape.
he experienced.
How do you feel about it?
Today we're gonna discuss rape.
There's a bunch of celebrities who have personal stories about him and how he would behave. Like he would do crazy as
Bro,
shit.
isn't that crazy how like so long in like Hollywood and all this stuff that it was like a known thing, but it took Hannibal Buress to just start saying, "Fuck it, I'm gonna start talking about it. Fuck this shit." And he goes on and starts talking about it. Everyone's like, "Yo, that is kind of fucked up that he does this shit. Let's get this motherfucker."
Because Hannibal was mad that he told people to like not cuss.
Yeah.
Which has been a thing since Eddie Murphy,
Eddie Murphy
Richard
had a bit
Pryor,
about it, right?
But Hannibal Buress was like, this motherfucker's telling me to pull up my pants. It's like, hey, how about you just not rape people?
and
That's what blew it up. That's like kind of what blew it up.
And then people started digging into it. They're
They're
like,
like,
"Oh
what?
shit,
He
the
rapes
fucking
people."
Jello pudding pop Family Guy type of dude."
He rapes.
But isn't that crazy though? Like that type of guy who's out here raping all
Dude,
these women.
it's a power dynamic thing too, and I guarantee you, it's not
Yo.
just Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby
No,
was
for
the
sure not.
original virtue signaler. He was the
Yeah.
original cancel
Wow.
culture, yo.
Yep.
Yeah, he
and he's
was.
out here trying to cancel everybody, tell everyone what to do, but he's out here raping.
What
Yeah.
what a great metaphor.
That's so crazy.
You think you're so fucking cool?
He's the original
Fucking
SJW.
cursing. You know,
Bill Cosby. Hey, if you're SJW out there, you're just like Bill Cosby.
Bill
yo.
Cosby is the
Hey.
original
Stop trying to cancel
SJW.
David So.
Yeah.
You're like Bill Cosby.
You're like
you
Bill
got
Cosby.
some skeletons in your closet.
That's
if you're
exact-
trying to point out everyone else's flaws.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Amen.
Anybody who defends Bill Cosby at this point, you're a piece of shit. Like, there's absolutely no way you could. And trust
Yeah.
me, I defended him super hard.
Bro, I
In the
hear
beginning.
rappers defend him, bro.
Really?
It's like,
There was a Big Boy song that I really like, and I like
What'd he
Big
say?
Boy, but he's like, they're saying Bill Cosby's a raping, but who knows what the truth is? And it's like, nah, man, it's pretty
what you mean?
unanimous.
Who knows what the truth is, bro?
Yeah, it
I was
kinda-
like, what's really consent? Oh shit, guy! Like, what the hell's going
Devon
on?
teenage.
Yeah, he's like, you ain't never had non-consensual sex. You ain't living. Like, yo, these rappers are fucking nuts, dude.
They're wild, bro.
Yo, there was a rapper that just
That shit's immortalized. Like everyone can hear it, you know?
is this a
just
Chicago
forever.
rapper that came out of jail. I think it was literally 2 days ago.
Chief Keef?
No, motherfucker. No. This fool what came out of jail. I think the same day he got shot 64 times.
64?
64 fucking times. Literally gets out of jail, walks out, blasts him 64 times. Those people still aren't caught. It's been like a couple days.
What do you think it was for?
He talked
he
a
was
lot. He
snitching?
talked a lot of shit. He was very gang affiliated though. But this gang shit doesn't stop, man. I don't know
bro.
why people stop glorifying gang shit. You ain't
Yeah.
about that life. Like,
Nah,
come
bro.
on, that's
Yeah,
just
why?
scary.
Why
Like,
would you wanna
any
be there? It's
rapper
just
that
terrifying
is
as
like
fuck.
really about that gang life, you hear they have 2 years, maybe 3 years of just like good music, whatever. They get really popular, and then you never hear from them again.
Dead.
There, it's it.
Yeah.
Like that's
Why
because
the what the fuck?
you get murked.
the dude that, so we talked about it on the other podcast, the dude that was murdered in his
car.
in his car.
Yeah.
So the thing about that is I heard he kept on defacing Nipsey Hussle's fucking mural.
Why did he do that?
That's some gang shit or whatever. So he
Oh,
was
man,
he
I
kept on-
can't be
bro.
doing that shit.
so he had a
Why?
hit on him. That's like what people are saying is like he was the one that was defacing Nipsey Hussle's
Well,
mural.
fuck, man. People love that guy. People love Nipsey for good reason. you
Nipsey
know?
for the streets, bro.
Yeah, like he seemed like a good
Nipsey
dude.
was dope though.
He was real fucking cool.
That was crazy that they
Grinding
like, that
all
dude-
my life. Grinding all my life. It's the remix to Ignition.
Yeah.
Hot fresh out the kitchen. Mama rolling that body. Got every man in here wishing. Sipping on coke and rum. I'm like, so what? I'm drunk. It's the freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun.
Can I get a little toot toot?
Nah,
The Gators, we got food everywhere.
That song is a banger,
Just
bro.
like the
Even
party was
acapella and me
catered.
ruining the song.
He had
still
sour
banger.
gummies. He
tell you
had sour
something.
gummies for the kids.
And we know why he had those sour gummies,
sour
bro.
gummies. Damn, bro. What
I
a
hate
raper.
the fact that I just sang that song.
Who cares, bro? It's a
We
good
did
song.
It is
No.
kind of a good song.
You could say he has good
Hey,
songs,
he's
but
a piece
he's
of
a
shit.
piece of shit.
Piece of shit guy, but that song is good.
And if it's not either or, right? It could be both true.
I believe I can fly.
I believe
I can touch the sky.
Space Jam.
Bro,
I think about it
every night and day.
I
Spread your legs and fly away.
Bum, 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 bum. Under 18 only.
Yes, you're going to be sore.
If
See
you
me running through that open door.
Metaphor.
I believe I can
can
fly. See? Message, dude.
Message.
I can
This guy-
fuck. Yeah.
I found the funniest part about that documentary is that after he got out of prison the first time, the first thing he did a drive-by snooping at an elementary school.
Yeah, bro.
What?
Yeah.
He did a what?
He drove by elementary schools and was like kicking it. Yo, what's up?
He was like,
It's
"What's
me,
up?"
your boy R. Kelly. Your
Yup.
boy's free. I want to thank all my fans. By the way, who wants to come with your
This
boy?
guy is the worst criminal ever, dude. He just he drove by elementary schools. He's like, "How old is you?" She's like, 7. Too old. And he just drove by.
Bro, isn't that a reflection of the
Oh
justice
my
system,
God.
though? It's like, how do these guys still keep getting off?
Why are they next to an elementary school at all? Fuck this guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, how are these like rapists and all these motherfuckers out here snatching up little kids getting off, but people are in jail for the rest of their life for marijuana?
Ridiculous.
Like, what's going on, bro? We got to figure out. Homeboy almost went to Rikers for fucking 7 years, right?
For not saying sorry, dude.
For not apologizing to the fucking
For not being
inmates,
nice
bro.
to the guard,
He
dude.
came out with a nice British accent. He goes, "Excuse me, sir. I apologize."
And he goes like, you know what? You're free. R. Kelly, you are free too. Let's
Yeah.
go, boys.
Holy
Everybody free. Like fucking Oprah.
Oh my God.
Well,
bro.
guys, that wraps up this episode of the Genius Brain
That was all over the
Podcast.
place. That was great.
I love it a lot. Stupid alcohol fucks me up, man.
Dude, I swear to God, during this, I saw David just like slowly kind of fall asleep while he's looking at me while he's talking.
It wasn't even fall asleep. I was just like, man, your boy faded. I was like, your boy in another universe. And I just started sobering up right now. Fuck, man. But you can catch Nick the Ear at Nick the Ear.
Let's go.
And you can find Patrick.T.Riley at Patrick.T.Riley.
Oh, wow.
Stand-up is back in. Pandemic is not over, but the stand-up's back in.
Let's go.
Yeah. Check him out at shows. You can get trained by fucking Nick because I think he knows what he's doing.
Sometimes, yo.
Hit him up, slide into their DMs, ask him how dark his dong is.
Dark.
And he says,
dark.
It's dark. Nick's
Just like
dark.
Jason Cheney's, yo.
This
that's
shit's
right.
dark
All
as shit.
purple, no veins. Let's go, baby. Every Thursdays and Sundays. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.